I'm the co-founder and the CTO of the company. wiCow is using the artificial intelligence and the machine learning to help the healthy and the happy cows for the farmers. And why the farmers require this kind of technology? Because there is a blind for the farmers, because they don't see any of the cows. Is there any progress or other kind of thing? So, and most of the IoT sensors in the market really focusing on the estrus period of the animal. But there is a big loss because of the dry period tracking, prepartum, calving itself, and the postpartum. And these untracking sessions have some consequences as a result, and too much animal death in the world. And there is around 70 billion euro of losses globally in 2020. So if we also catch this money and this amount of animal, maybe we are going to stop the hunger in the Africa. So what the wiCow is doing, wiCow is tracking the whole required period of the animal, including the other parts. And also, what is the result of this? We can also reduce the calving interval, which is really important for the farmers, because this is also meaning amount of money and also amount of health consequences will be provided. And also calf death will be reduced, and the mother cow death is also even zero. We didn't lose any mother cow that already used our sensor. And as a result, extra gain for our farmers in the meantime. We are real devices and we are in the market for a few years, but when we start our first tracking in Germany after the corona pandemic started, nowadays is better than before. What is the secret of the devices? We have a really high accuracy sensor inside the T-Sense. T-Sense is an intravaginal sensor, and it is also collecting some vibration and also temperature, exact temperature of the body, and some of other sensor is also including secret, and sending the data to the cloud, and the progress is also happen, and cow is learning, and also farm is learning, and also region is learning, and after that we can also prevent the cow healthy to the some feverish diseases and also even that. And we already finished almost 6,000 of calving and 20,000 of animal health tracking. Only the calving is also saved the 800 cows there, and also 200 mother cows because of the difficult calf birth and also some of the health consequences. So we already saved 700,000 euro with the 750 units deployed in the market. What is the difference of the wiCow? wiCow is also tracking the health issue, even if they also using, and you can use the devices, you can clean it and use it again. What is the market? Market is really focusing on the heat and only calving. We also track the period of the prepartum and the postpartum, so prevent some secret problem. And also, there is another problem in the world, and there is a transportation risk. And there is no devices tracking in the truck and also tracking in the ship. There is almost 20% or 25% of loss in the ship, and also 15% of loss in the truck. So we can also reduce this transportation, and also we reduce the carbon emission in the world. And our core team is this, and we have also a veterinary doctor. We have also great business development manager and also industrial designer. We already get the European Product Design Award last year. And what is the sales model? We can also give too much options for our customer. They can also rent the devices. They can also try for 3 months just for the calvings, and also they can also want to buy by purchasing. And our aim to sell the devices all around Europe. There's a 60 million of cattle in the Europe, and we already sell our devices Italy, and also Denmark, Germany, and also Turkey as well. And we want to sell the 100,000 of units in 5 years, and we want 3 million annual recursive revenue via system sales and servicing. To make this, we are raising, and 1.5 million euro is required. We are using this money especially for the sales agent investment, and also making project development together with the university. And get in touch with us. We are waiting for the money to make our success between the sales.
Awesome. Thanks for presenting, Tolga. It's an incredible company, a great pitch. One quick piece of feedback. I would get into the problem faster. Yeah, you were very technical from the start, and I think you're solving a huge problem, but a lot of people probably aren't familiar with what the problem is. In terms of thoughts that I have about the company or questions I have, the biggest one is you mentioned the competitors, and you mentioned there are other people into the space and that they're involved in different aspects, but you didn't really get into what makes you unique and stand out, why farmers would choose you over another solution.
Yeah, the most of the IoT sensor in the market is really focusing on the just only the estrus period and try to make the cow getting pregnant again. But there is a secret diseases is behind the after calving and the before calving. So there is no devices for the continuous tracking in the body temperature and including the uterus contractility. The uterus contractility give us too much information about the pregnancy difficulties. If you use the devices, even if you have a devices in the market, for example, some of the necklace devices or ear tag, you didn't see the body temperature, right? You didn't see the secret problem inside the animal. We have shown this, and we have farmers and the health management have a chance to fix it. So after then the pregnancy and also even if the lactation period will be better. So you can get much more milk, you can get much more calf, and also even if you have a healthy herd. So you don't lose any calf, especially as a bonus.
And what's your story? How do you get into cow birthing as a profession?
I'm my granddad is also farmer when I was a child, and I'm really familiar about the animal. But our farm is like a Alibaba farms. We have also donkey, horse, especially cow, and also sheep. And even in the night shift, my grandmother is also waiting for the calving. And I remember that why the veterinary is not coming to our village. So we lost some animals, and also I have a chance to work at a Dutch company. The name is the Lely, is also a big corporation, and I have a chance to make the big innovation for them. So after that, I have a chance to recognize working together with the animal. So the behind of the idea is coming from there.
Okay, thanks. I just was curious. It's not your everyday deal, but apparently it's kind of the world you grew up on. I want to make sure the other investors have a chance to chime in as well. Madeline, Ricardo, Sven, questions for Tolga?
Absolutely.
Oh, go for it.
Thank you. First of all, on those metrics you mentioned, Tolga, I'd be curious to know what the sample size was. And second question to follow up, what sort of barriers to adoption do you see for farmers? How difficult is it to educate the users of this product to actually use it correctly?
Yeah, I'm answering for the second question. It is really easy to use because some of the other company already developed something for the intravaginal devices, not for the sensor. So they are really used to use this as a synchronization and the hormone usage for the animal. So when we introduce our sensor, it will take almost 10 minutes to understand how it will be using in the animal. So, but I lost the first question. Can you go?
The metrics you mentioned in the beginning, what's the sample size there? How many cows did you test this on?
So for the size is also almost fit inside the animal body, and also around the 12 centimeter length.
Just to double click on that, he means how many cows have you deployed it on in terms of the stats? What are the stats based off of for number of cows? In terms of the reduction in the deaths.
Okay, so it is also, for example, if you have 100 cows, you're going to buy 20 devices and repeatedly use the devices. And when you track all the animals, you can also catch the all calvings, and also you can catch the all health. So it means you can use the devices repeatedly for cleaning itself, and after then use it again. So you can catch whole herd size, and you also reduce the calf that problem, and also especially cow that problem.
Got it. Yeah. How do you know that the birthing rate or the birthing death rate goes from 6% to 1%? What are you basing that on?
Yeah, we have too much showcase about that. We have already used our sensor almost 10,000 times before in commercial. So especially when the farmers, all of our test farm is also reporting to us, and especially the difficult calf birth rate is almost 7% all around the world, according to the papers and also with our experience.
Thank you.
Madeline or Ricardo?
Madeline, you have priority. You started talking before me.
Thank you. No, I'm just thinking a little bit about I mean, sort of putting my venture cap on how big this can get. I mean, of course, it's a huge industry with a huge impact and footprint on the planet. What to you, when you think about sort of what you're building to with wiCow, what does big mean to you, maybe in terms of number, in terms of scale?
Yeah, well, because there is for example, in the European side, it is difficult to track the cows by the farmers, because the farmers is really alone in Europe. But if you look at the Eastern country and the other rest of the world, there's even of the most of the cow is not tracking, and too much animal death is also facing. And it means they will also take more animals from the Europe to other countries, or North America to the other countries. There's a too big carbon emission depending on the transportation. So when we develop the devices just for the calving, but we understand too much health consequences can be prevented with these devices. So after that, I changed my mind to introduce my devices not only for the calving, it is also giving too much information about the health issue of the cow. If the cow living life is a little bit more, you don't have to push the herd size is bigger and bigger. So if the efficiency is okay, the carbon emission may be the acceptable for the animal.
And may I ask, what scale do you need in terms of the amount of cows, or for example, fertilizations do you need in order to really move the needle?
So I don't understand. Sorry, can you repeat it? I didn't hear.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious in terms of how many do you think, cows you need to ultimately cover, or herds, in order to.
As for the scale up, you mean?
Move the needle, yeah.
Yeah, for example, there is almost 1 billion of animals in the world just for the cows. So if we are going to penetrate our sensor, even if the 2%, it is enough to scale up, because there is a big loss, and also there is a prevention. So and this is the only devices tracking this period in the world. So and also we get the patent of the devices, and also patent of the software. And also we have so last month we also first sell to the United States. There's almost 100 million of cattle. So it is not a small sell for us, because we already sell the devices to Holstein, USA. So it is our to the point selling, and we have a chance to spread out all around North America maybe. And we can also have a chance to prevent calf death, and also even if the mother cow death, especially.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys, for Tolga?
Just a quick one. You briefly showed your pricing model. You had like 3 ways of pricing the stuff for 3 months. I didn't quite get it. Are you charging per cow? How does that work? Well, what's the cost of this if somebody decides to use you guys?
Yeah, for the return of investment calculation, we are selling the one sensor for 360 euro. We are calculating this model according to difficult calf birth and the correct time of the insemination. And after that, when you purchase, for example, if you want to buy 20 devices, the amount of the cost is almost 7,200 euro. But if you want to buy, for example, calculation, we are selling the one sensor for 360 euros. We are calculating this. I hurt myself.
Rami needs to mute herself.
Time of examination. And after that, when you purchase, for example, if you want to buy 20 devices, the amount of someone is open the
yeah, so somebody has this going on at the same time.
If you want to,
I'm not sure if it's you or totally you. I think it's you.
So the model is also a little bit simple. If you want to buy, it is also quantity dependent. If you want to buy 100 devices, for example, we are going to drop down the price level. And for the renting option, we are also asking for the yearly payment. And when you pay the real yearly payment, and we are going to give the whole guarantee to our customer. This is also for 100 euro per year for per sensor. And the receiver system is also, the company is, our company is also owner of the receiver. But if there's a problem, we are going to give the new sensor or the new devices to the farmers for the renting option. The other option, the third one, it is a little bit quick. This one is also developing for the UK market, because in the UK, the whole calving is also finishing in 2 months, in the December and the January, and after then you couldn't see. And we also asked to potential customer, you can also rent the devices for 7,500 euro. This is also 3 different special selling option, and we also looking for a strong distributor to selling the devices. We don't want to sell the devices by ourselves. And Ralph already say there is a channel, as the Rafi say. So there is a channel according to. So we also enter this channel because it is difficult to getting the trust from the farmers. So we are using the same method to spread out our system, and we give the whole option to our potential distributor and also potential customer. I'm not sure it is clear for you.